Friends, the Kolkatta High Court, two judges bench consisting of Sanjeev Banerjee and Subra Kumar, they have ordered for the reinstatement of a railway magistrate by name Mr. Mintu Malik, who was actually who was made to, or who was compulsorily retired from the service in 2013. And this, surprisingly, the High Court has self-imposed a fine of rupees 1 lakh. That means the High Court has to pay a fine of 1 lakh to Mr. Malik, since they have unnecessarily retired him compulsorily. Right. Now, if we go into the facts of the case, so on 7th May 2007, the so-called Mintu Malik, who was by that time working as a dual role, actually a judicial magistrate of first class as well as in charge of the railways also. He was waiting for a train to go to the court in Sealdah railway station. Right? Of course, the train was very late. So he asked the fellow commuters, fellow passengers as to why the train is late, or when the train will come, or things like that. He wanted to inquire the passengers of the train, for which they stated an alarming fact that this train will, after passing the Alipur station, they will stop as to wherever the smugglers like, and the contraband goods will be will be offloaded or downloaded. And the motor cabin, or the driver and the guard of the so-called train, they also play with the smugglers and had their share in the so-called smuggling property. Therefore, they would not know as to when the train will come. So, as stated, the train was absolutely heavily delayed, and when the train came, this man, of course, he was a young man, aged around 32 or 33 years. So he wanted to set right the malaise, because being young man and very recently appointed the magistrate, normally they will have the tendency to actually to react to the instances, or to redress the wrong, to redress the public wrong, as to why the trains are getting delayed. He straight away went into the motor car driver's cabin, that means engine, and asked him the reason for the delay. Of course, the reply from the driver was not satisfactory to the magistrate. In the meanwhile, some people gathered there. Of course, since he is not satisfied, then as a judicial magistrate, he ordered the driver as well as the guard to come to the railway court. And he also asked the railway police to bring them to the court. Of course, they have to abide by the decision of the magistrate. As such, they came around 10:45 a.m. or so to the court. But along with the driver, the union people led by Mr. P.K. Singh, he was a vociferous trade union leader. He also came, of course, you may be knowing, Bengal, very famous for trade unionism. So they came, they actually shouted slogans against the judge. Mr. P.K. Singh, in a vociferous tone, he asked as to how the judge was competent to call them without giving any summons or without giving any notice, things like that. He commented, for which this man took it very seriously, and a case under 228 IPC was registered against P.K. Singh, and he was taken into custody. That means the overaction of the magistrate is clearly evident here. Anyway, since it is a judicial order, he was arrested. But there was chaos in the court. There were a number of slogans, all the people gathered around the court, and actually they started browbeating the judge, and ultimately while going away they said they will assault the judge. They have created all the ruckus in the magistrate court. Of course, this has gone to the notice, of course, because since it is being published or electronic video is there, it went to the notice of the High Court. The High Court took it seriously, and they conducted an inquiry against the magistrate. Of course, the magistrate, he clearly gave a statement that he did not have any malintention, or he does not, of course, in a matter of exuberance, he has done it, that's all. And there is no actually bad intention on the part of the judge. He wanted to correct the mistakes since it is a public wrong, right? Whatever it is not accepted by the High Court. Ultimately, the High Court completed the inquiry, and the punishment is he was suspended in 2007. By 2013, the inquiry was completed, and he was compulsorily retired from the judicial services. So later he appealed the matter. Of course, he approached the governor of West Bengal also. Of course, governor of West Bengal did not interfere. He did not give any pardon. Then he filed an appeal before the single judge bench at Kolkata. Of course, single judge also agreed with the findings of the High Court, and that is the disciplinary committee, and he did not reduce the punishment, and he has to compulsorily retire. The main charges against him are 4. Of course, the allegations were leveled by the railway employees also. Number 1, that this magistrate used to travel in the motor car cabin, that means in the driver's cabin, daily from his house to the court. Number 2, he has entered into the cabin, even the cabin crew or the driver obstructed them and asked him not to come inside. There is no purpose, outsiders will not be allowed. But still he entered the cabin, and he had a wordy duel with the driver as well as the guard also who came there, and the allegation is that he told them that he will see their end and he will drag them to court. Okay, as said, he dragged them to court. Of course, without giving any notice, only with oral orders, he should not have asked them to come to the court. So, they having come to the court, he should have inquired the matter inside his chamber, but not in the open court. What happened is, because the matter was discussed in the open court, so many people gathered there, and they created a ruckus, due to which the law and order situation has arrived in the court. It's a very peculiar problem, and normally they don't accept this also. Basing on these grounds, definitely he was asked to compulsorily retire. Now the matter has come before the 2 judges bench, Sanjeev Banerjee and Sura Kumar. What they thought is, no doubt, as a young man, as a young officer, whenever you enter the service, normally you think that you want to cleanse the rubbish, because normally every lawyer, every magistrate, they will be under the impression that society is not good, they have to correct the society. Second point is, he wanted to redress the delay in the trains, because it was being stopped, or it was being stopped everywhere where the smugglers like, and since the driver and conductor, they are playing with so and they are causing much disturbance or delay to the regular passers-by. Therefore, he wanted to correct the mistake. The mistake is, so he wanted to correct the public wrong. By way of, since he is a young man, he wanted to be exuberant, and being engaged, tender and engaged, he doesn't know the consequences. Therefore, he has rubbed on the wrong side. But as far as the punishment is concerned, now the 2 judges bench has expressed grief and shock over the disproportionate punishment. After all, what he has done, he has asked the driver and conductor to come to the court. Okay, have they come to the court, and have they obliged, or have they given the sufficient reasons for the delay in running trains, or the inability because of the smugglers' high-handed activities? It would have been sufficient. But they have taken the negative view. They had come with the union leaders. They have created actually nuisance inside the court. Actually, section 228 IPC was also to be actually affected or to be used against them, and this is actually the overaction of the railway union people and not the magistrate. So here, he went there in order to rectify a mistake, but he was taken to task under the proportion. So that's why always we'll be telling you, the ratio and proportion. Whenever you want to impose a penalty on a particular person, it should proportionate. That's why in the law, particularly in the IPC, no amount. Suppose if you want to impose fine on a particular person, it depends on the intent or judge, it's the discretion of the judge. Nowhere certain amount is not fixed. Suppose if a man is not able to pay the money, then he will go to 1 year jail. The amount may be 10,000, 1 lakh or so. That's why they wanted to take 3 criteria whenever you want to impose fine or punishment also. Number 1, his competency, whether he is able to pay the money or not. If he is a pauper, where from he can get the money? Secondly, he should be proportionate to the crime he committed, to the default he committed, to the charge for which he is answerable. Here the charge is that he has meddled with, he has rubbed on the wrong side with the railway officials, but he has not done anything with intentionally. That's what was written even in the inquiry report also. So, taking to consideration of his young experience, and now the court has to come to the conclusion that the punishment was disproportionate. Therefore, it has reduced the punishment. Now, since much injustice was done to a young man who has wanted to rectify the social defect, since he was asked to compulsorily retire, so much of service has gone. Therefore, the court or 2 judges bench ordered him to be reinstated with immediate effect, and his pay should be protected, and so far the salaries should be paid to him. This is one aspect. Of course, everybody will do it. But here, the court imposed a fine of, self-imposed a fine of rupees 1 lakh for the, actually for the fault committed by the High Court, since it has not taken into consideration the intention of the magistrate. Normally, what will you do? A common man, even though he comes to know that there is fault on the part of employees, he doesn't want to bring the matter to the court, since he cannot, he wants that, since he thinks that the matter may be dragged to the court and he has to attend the court on a lot of adjournments. Therefore, why should I go to the court? Let us keep it like that, they will do. But here, he has taken up the cause, he has come forward, he has gone there, and he has set right the things. Therefore, the court is wrong, High Court is wrong, and the High Court is imposed a fine of 1 lakh. This is a very good judgment. Please see. So, an innocent person or a young person who has joined the service recently, a young officer who wanted to rectify the public wrong, he was sacked, and now it was rectified by the High Court. Please read the judgment and enrich your knowledge. Thank you very much.